Now I'm worried it's going to settle on the tarp. And Bruce is lying in it. Because that's what Bruce does. He lies in the snow. Ready, let's go. He hauls himself in. It's hilarious. We're off on another adventure. And it's sort of raining, snowing. It's cold. It's cold. Got my gear all ready to go. Got Brucey. Brucey, come and say hello. Hey. Oh, he's ready to go. Got to go and set up camp. It's about 45-minute hike up the riverbed from here. I'll go through all my gear that I've got when I get there, but it's a full pack of stuff. For a one-nighter, that's a full gear, full bag. All right, I've got to get there because we're going to get soaked just standing here. I've been going about 25 minutes. Just saw a young couple of girls who were thinking of heading up here. Saw the conditions and thought better of it. Yeah, we've got snow coming in, all sorts. Show you what I'm walking through. You showing them where to go, Brucey? He's loving it. Yeah, he knows this area pretty well. Been here quite a few times. It's a great spot. Whew. It's quite uphill. Doesn't look it, but it is. As most rivers are if you're walking up them. Right, so I'm going to push on. Be nice to get camp set up. Maybe get a campfire. Bruce, this way. But I know there's not a lot of dry wood around here, not a lot of dead standing. It's a very healthy forest, unfortunately. So, right, push on. Okay, sun is trying to come out. Right, the site, we're going, Bruce, this way. Come on. The site is in those trees there. So we just got to cross over here. If anyone ever saw my video from a while ago where I lost a tree in the river, that was one of those ones there. Yeah, that was pretty violent. So, got to rock across the river. Bruce, got to cross. Cross, come on. Bruce is an expert at crossing rivers now. He's strange for a border collie. He loves the water. Absolutely loves it. So, might have to come through the bush a bit. There's been a torrent of water over here. Look at this. Grass is all flattened. So, all this damage is from... There's some stag prints there. All this damage is from a big storm we had a couple of weeks ago. That I was actually caught in while I was camping. I got caught in the start of it, and then we had epic rain. I think this spot here had something like 550 millimeters of rain in 24 hours. Yeah, huge. Right, I'm going to push on through to the campsite, come back to you there. Okay, made it to our spot. And we, Bruce, this is our campsite. Come here. What do you think? Hey? So, by the river. It's going to be my view as usual. I knew I was coming back here, so I left the fireplace all ready to go. The only downside here is that there really isn't any dry wood. It's very sparse here because everything's so healthy. I'm looking around, I see there's nothing dead. I might have to walk for quite a while to find something. Chop it up. All right, let's get camp up. Let me get the big camera out so you can see me setting up my tarp and my tent. All right, so the plan is, but I've taken all my wet gear off, by the way, because It's a little bit of sun, there's a little bit of rain, but if I can get it done in time, then I won't get wet, it'll be good. So, get my ridgeline set up first, and then get my tarp so that I can set the tent up in the dry, hopefully. Well, that's the plan anyway. Now, I did have a ridgeline for this tarp. I've got my 4x3 3F UL Gear Tarp. Love this tarp. It's always been very reliable. I think I took the ridgeline off it. Yeah, I have. So, new ridgeline needed. Again, people ask me, why do you use such bright colored paracord? Well, it's so you don't lose it and you don't get garroted by it in the middle of the night. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll lock it off to this side and then do a slippery hitch over there. Now, so many people have so many different ways of doing it, but I need to angle it down this way slightly. I don't want it completely flat, because if it does rain, I want it to drain off over here. Right. Usually I hook this up underneath. I don't usually drape it over, but this time I am going to drape it over. Hope it sounds okay. I don't usually wear a microphone, but the sound of the river is so loud that I thought it would be better that way. Okay, so all I need to do is tie this off with a small prusik knot. Sorry, Brucey. You want your treat now, don't you? Hounding me. Okay. What is it? What is your treat? It's a pig's ear. Yes, it is. Your favorite. Now, are you just going to take this away and hide it? Hey? Okay. Sit pretty. That's not really sitting pretty, that's just jumping up and grabbing. See, I knew he'd take it away. He's not going to let you watch him eat it. Okay, prusik knot on each side to hold it. And then another couple of small prusik knots just to let the water drip down. So a prusik knot is literally, you take it like this, and then you just fold it through itself 3 times, maybe 4, and then that will bind. 1, and then 2. Come on, you can do it. 2, 3. I'm going to do 4, so it's extra, extra, extra taut, like that. And then I'll just tie that off to the end of the tarp, like so. Just do a double overhand. That doesn't go anywhere. With an extra one. Okay. So then when I tighten that, that's not going to go anywhere when it's pulled on. Okay, that will hold solid. So that's where I want it now. Same again on the other side. And then lock it. All right, so pull that tight. Okay, so that will go taut like that. Pull that as hard as I can, and that is really taut. It's not going anywhere. And the prusik knots are holding perfectly. even when they're wet, they're not going to go anywhere. Oh, that is tight. Okay. And then what I'll do with these two is do the same thing again, but underneath the tarp, just here on the ridgeline, and then any moisture that gets on this ridgeline will hit that and drop down. Yeah. Okay. It's high enough away from the fire. All good. Okay. Take the slack off there. Right, just got to tie the back down and then we can put the tent up. Yeah. And because I'm using shock cord in some of the corners, it's keeping that tension quite nicely. Pretty tight. My prusiks are holding and they're really tight. Yeah. This is good, on point. Everything will flow this way down. All right, we're good. Let's get the tent set up. Should have a much better view of Brucey now. Okay, so tent. I'll just put it straight here. Now, this is an interesting tent. It's a one-person tent, but it doesn't have a vestibule. So this is for those people who haven't seen my camping in the rain and snow video that I did a couple of weeks ago. So because it doesn't have a vestibule, they maximized the interior space, which means I can be in there with my gear and with Brucey. Isn't that right, Brucey? Who's going nuts on a stick. I can't stop him eating sticks. I'm sure there are people out there who say, please don't let your dog have sticks, please. I can't stop him. Bruce is a free spirit. I'm not going to deny him his pleasures, no matter what people say, experts say. Right, so yeah, this only has one entrance, this tent, so pretty easy to set up. Yep. Yeah, they don't make detachable guy lines on their tents. I don't know why. I wish they did, but they don't. One down, one to go. Oh yeah, we are laughing. Okay. One more peg at the front. Just here. Actually, you know what? I don't think I need that because I'm going to open the whole thing up anyway. I intend to sleep like this. So the Una is it's a 4-season tent, but it's one of their red versions. So it's the Steiker, which I have, is the black version. Thicker poles, designed for horrendous weather. This is designed for bad weather, but not a massive snow loading. Hey, I'm all set up. Look at that. One of the handiest things you can get is mini carabiners. Oh, I need to find some firewood. This is the bit I was dreading. All right, I'll come back to you when I found some. All right, found Found one. It's leaning just the right way as well. I'm not going to use an axe. Weirder makers up there. Potentially. Right, where's this going to fall? Straight down there. Yep, okay. I mean, it's wet on the outside, but it seems pretty solid. Holy shit, there it goes. Whoa! Woohoo! Oh, and it's beautiful timber inside as well. Yeah. It's pretty dry inside. Hey, Brucey. I know. Was that fun? All right, got some good timber here. You can see me through there. It's dry on the inside. Saw this bad boy up and take it back and start splitting it. Whew. Usually, I'd bring my big boreal saw, but you know what I found recently? I prefer using my silky. Don't know why. Oh, that's dry. Got to show you this. Look at that. Nice, huh? Nice and dry. Right, I'm gonna get this back. Brought 4 logs back. Quite big size. Just in time for the rain. But I need to cool down a bit anyway. Right, so I just need to saw these up a bit and then chop them up. I'm sure Bruce will help. Won't you, Brucey? I was a few minutes in there playing with the stick with him. I don't need my knife on. Will I? Take this horrible bark off. It's wet in there. Yeah, the bark is soaking, so I'm going to have to strip all that off when it comes to putting on the fire. Quite big chunky pieces to go on there. This is dense stuff. I've said it before, beech tree, not birch, beech, really dense. Very, very hard. Bugger to saw up. Right, I'm going to get on with this. I'll come back to you when I've got it all split. Put some of these longer logs at the bottom here. Yeah, because I want to put my grill on the top here, so it needs to be a fairly narrow fire, but I'll make it deep. At least that's what I said to her. Right. As long as the air can get to it, we're okay. Okay. Yeah, I've got my fat wood I brought with me because it's a great fire starter. Natural fire starter, and there's just nothing decent to start fires here. Probably don't need this much. But I'd like to get it really cranking. In fact, I don't need that much. That's overkill. Sandflies are out. thought it would have been too cold for sandflies. Sandflies are the sort of the local midges. And yes, they bite. And not much works to get rid of them except DEET. I thought of bringing a mosquito coil, but they don't seem to do anything either. Okay, trusty Bic lighter. Won't go anywhere without it. Fat wood. Fat wood just takes, like so. Oops. I just said that. Then the wind blew it out. Let's get it nice and hot. Now, fatwood's pretty smoky. So at the moment the wind's blowing this way, but in the evening it'll swap round. The cold air will come down, it will blow downriver. So it's just a bit wonky at the moment, the wind. But it will change. I'm going to go full wigwam here. Get rid of as much of this bark as possible, because that's all wet. So fatwood, it burns a long time, and it burns really hot. I just find it better than your sort of store-bought firelighters. Smother the hell out of this thing. Let's get a nice roaring fire. It's just outside of the tarp. So I should have, so this is just a one-nighter. And this smoke will get rid of the midges as well. So I should have enough timber for tonight. I should have plenty here. We'll see. It's meant to be very cold tomorrow. I've got another spare log here that I will stand upright. So that will be dead standing. Right, looking good. Whew. Smoky, isn't it, Brucey? Right, I haven't unpacked any of my stuff yet. I haven't opened the tent because I didn't want loads of sandflies going in there, but I shall open it now. My fireproof gloves. These things are amazing. Oh, temperature is dropping. I have to put my puffer jacket on in a minute. Brucey's bowl, my beanie, cooking grill. Hey, Brucey, what are you doing? Okay, I've got my Trangia with me. I bought that with me just in case I couldn't have a fire. Camp chair. Right, so this time, different camp chair. This is a Trekology one again, but this is the Yeezy Light 750. So this is much lighter than the normal one I bring, and it's much smaller and much lower down. The reason for that is sometimes I want to sit in the tent, use that as a windbreak, and be low enough that I can sit in the tent, have it completely open and sit in it. So I thought that's what this would be good for. Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Okay. So interesting. It's the sort of the opposite way round to the big one. So I seem to recall this thing said it's easier to do it at the bottom first. So let's do that then. Bottom first. Wow, this is tight. Very tight. Oh, smoke. Smoke. Smoke in my eyes. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. This will work. Now, same with all the other ones. You've got these sort of straps on the cover that you actually put on like that. So they stay on the back of the chair. Like so. Okay. I can feel the heat from that fire already. Right, it's got these handy little straps that you pull to get this thing on. As I say, this is much lower than the normal one. And that's it. And then I also got with it, I think you have to order this separately, the sand and mud base. And these things are essential because you'll sink into most surfaces unless it's rock hard. And it's really annoying. These things are even good in snow. Hey, Brucey. Not the easiest thing to put on. There we go. And I think tighten that up. Yeah. All right. Let's see how low that is. It's pretty low, Bruce. I might need you to pull me up. Okay. You can see his breath. It is cold. Okay, I hope this isn't too low. Oh my goodness. That is so comfy. And as you can see, I'm below the tent line. I could easily sit in the tent on this chair and I would be so comfy. This is nice. It's really supporting my back. Oh, this feels so good. Whew. Perfect. Perfect height here for my little table. Nice hot fire. Does it get any better than this? Now I don't want to bring Bruce's bed out because it's going to get all muddy. But he won't lie on it much long. He won't lie on it long anyway. He'll keeps going over to that corner. Anyone who's seen my videos at this spot knows he loves that fallen log there. Absolutely loves it. Wow, that chair is so good. It weighs nothing. Look at that. Brilliant. And yeah, you can sit in your tent with this. That's, for me, that's the biggest selling point, being able to sit in the tent. All right, I'll get my sleeping bag out, Bruce's blanket out. So I've got a blanket sitting outdoors with. Got Bruce's doggy towel. It's microfiber. This is a 4 Monster dog towel. I use that to wipe Bruce down before he comes in the tent. Got my Thermarest Neo Air X-Therm, super large max size, because I'm not a small guy. Got my Uber mountain padded lofted jacket. What else have I got? Bruce's dog bed. His one tigress dog bed. Yeah, I don't want this getting muddy, so I'll leave that in there. It's not mud, it's actually sand. Got my Trekology pillow, little pillow, and my down quilt. My very bright purple enlightened equipment. Is it Revelation? Yeah, Revelation down quilt. Wow, I can feel the heat from that fire. That's insane. Got water. Got fuel. I mean, I don't really need water. I'm next to a river, but when the river gets all swirled up from large amounts of rain, you can't really drink from that. Toiletry stuff. Always good to keep that handy. Wet wipes, things like that. Yeah. Okay, right. I'm gonna go and get my beer, settle down, and come back to you. Whew, it's cold. Oh, it's cold, but then again, I'm in my t-shirt, so I'm bound to be cold. Oh, let's sort this fire out. More of this damp, soaking bark. So, thank you for coming on this one with me. You see Brucey with me here. Hey Brucey, you liking the bark? What's this? Got a few things I'd like to cover in this one. You'll have to bear with me. This isn't going to be the easiest of chats to have along the way, but start out positive with the first brew. Tasty beverage. A Citizen Rescue Rework Hazy IPA. Cheers, everybody. That is so good. I love this one. It's really, really good. Brewed with surplus bread. I don't know how they do it. I'm assuming they mean the yeast or something. That's really good. Woo. Oh, so a few things I need to mention. A shout out to Johnny Smallpepper. You know who you are. On the comments. He cracks me up, this guy. He writes some bizarre stuff. Wow, where do I start? Yeah, I wanted to get all this out of the way early on. So, we had a massive storm. If you watched my last proper camp, which was in my truck, my car, with the tent and the tarp, and it collapsed. And I had to sleep in the car, and I had to bail. It was meant to be 2 nights. Anyway, it was a big weather warning, so I went home, and then all hell broke loose. We had a colossal amount of rain, 350 mil in 24 hours. It was pretty bad. And we had big landslips at my property on our land. Washed out everything underneath the garage. We were stranded. We couldn't get out. It took 2 days for them to come and dig us out. That was rough. Dealing with the damage and waiting for insurance and stuff like that. So I haven't been able to do all of my regular trips because of that. Also, I don't want to do 2-night trips. Bruce, you're digging. I don't want to do 2-night trips. Hello, my lovely. Yeah, I don't want to do 2-night trips because I don't want to leave Anne, my wife, at home for more than a night while all that's going on. Because there's no vehicle access to our house at the moment. You have to walk. It's very, very steep to get up there. Yeah, so that's pretty rough, and we're dealing with that now. And we've had to close our business, and we'll be closed for the foreseeable future. It's going to take months to fix. It was catastrophic. There's about, I don't know, 200 tons of material, maybe more, to clear and retain, backfill. Yeah, I've got to build all the retaining walls. Yeah, so waiting for insurance and stuff like that to deal with that. Hopefully they're not a pain about it. But it's been rough. It's been a challenge. There's a lot gone on. You know, this has been a bad year. Bad year. For those who don't know, I was in the UK for a good 5 months, 6 months. Looking after my dad, who had terminal cancer. And while I was there, I got COVID just before I was due to fly back here. And it was a very stressful time. Very, very stressful. And now I have long COVID. I have felt that I didn't have the lung capacity. I just felt something wasn't quite right since I had COVID. And sure enough, I did the test, and my lung capacity has plummeted about 25%. So now I huff and puff doing stuff. I'm a poet, I didn't know it. But I really noticed it. I can still push through, I can still persevere, I'm still fit. But my lung capacity is smaller for some reason now. And I'm not used to that. So I charge ahead with my old lung capacity, and I had, you know, great VO2 max. But now I'm huffing and puffing a lot. Just chopping up that wood then, I was having to stop, gain my breath back. So that was hard. Yeah, I got COVID there. There was this whole thing about getting back to New Zealand, which was very stressful. I was forced to come back, time constraints, things like that. I've been gone so long and had missed my family, and it was really brutal. And my dad was still alive, and I had to say goodbye to him. Sorry. So I wasn't Oh, sorry. Yeah, I wasn't there for him when he died because I had to come back home to my family. But my brother went back. My brother was with him. And I watched him. My brother had a camera going. So I saw him pass. It was very rough. Very hard. And then my brother had to come back as well. So neither of us could be there for the funeral. It took such a long time to get the funeral because so many people were dying from COVID. My dad had COVID as well, but that's not what killed him. It was the cancer. It's still very raw with me because I should have been there. And then everything that's been going on in the world, and we had to cancel so many things like so many other people have had to do. We're not alone. We've had it easy in New Zealand compared to everywhere else. But yeah, it's been an awful year. It really has. And I'm a positive person. I always try and be positive. And a big motivator has been coming out on these trips. Especially bringing Bruce with me. Even if he is filthy, Brucey. He's such a mess. And, oh, God, stupid. Oh. The comments from everyone who subscribes, and I'm so grateful for people who subscribe. It really shows that you care and that you enjoy these videos. You're probably not enjoying this one, but that you enjoy these and me putting myself through it when the weather kicks in and it's brutal. And I feel you're with me. I'm talking to the camera, but I'm talking to you guys. I don't get as many thumbs up on my videos as I probably should do. I don't know how. It's because I don't ask people during the video to please give a thumbs up. But I know that people are enjoying the video because I don't get many thumbs down. They're brutal to see those thumbs down because I do try very hard. I really do. These trips are brutal. I mean, this one, it's 3 hours of driving, quite a bit of walking. Oh, this was 45 minutes in, this wasn't that long. You know, lugging all the gear in and sitting in some brutal conditions. I think it's going to get brutal. But I want to say thank you to everybody, especially people who have also bought me or Bruce a treat, a beer, on Buy Me a Coffee. And I know I'm copying Steve Wallace, Camping with Steve here. But to all of you, I'm hearing your names, I'm putting them on the screen. To all of you who've contributed and bought us a beer, a coffee, or a treat for Brucey. Thank you so much. Really, thank you. You know, anyone who does this, anyone out there who does these things, and especially when they're buying new gear to test and try out, it spends a lot of money. It takes a lot of money. Fuel, food, gear, time. Yeah, it's a big effort. And so everything helps, it really does. So look, thank you to everybody. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Whoa. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and click the notification ding 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 bell thing. I've never been one for saying that, but I do mean it. I would love it if everybody did subscribe and everybody did give it a thumbs up. Right, I'm sorry, I knew that was going to be tough because it is still so raw with me, but I had to get it out of the way. Thank you, everybody. Oh, I need another beer. And you know what? It's time for a cigar. It's a bit of an oxymoron, isn't it, Brandon? Bruce. Brandon's my son. Just called Bruce Brandon. Where's Brandon? Where is he? Where's Brandon? Are you looking for him? You love Brandon, don't you? Yeah, bit of an oxymoron. I'm just talking about the fact that I've got long COVID, struggling, lost some breath, and I'm having a cigar. But it's my vice. Can't help it. And it's not like I smoke. I don't smoke. So it's not going in my lungs. Oh. Ooh. You should see what I'm looking at now. It's just beautiful. Thought I'd give you a different perspective. Ooh. It's just starting to rain. Don't knock my beer over, Brucey. Yep, here comes the rain. Just started. Oh, well, I've got the fire lit just in time then. Oh, a shout out that I have to give. It's something amazing. So I got a message from a guy in the States who makes heads. This is incredible. So Cameron Hill in the States, called the Head Maker, and I'll put a link to him in the description, made this for me. And Bruce. And now what I do, I actually have this at home hanging up. It's so cool. And he even does my expression where I sort of lift an eyebrow. So I'll give you a close-up of this thing. It is absolutely breathtaking. Now, look at the detail on this. It's incredible. I'll list in the description what it's made of. It's got his little tag on the back, the Head Maker. It is beautiful. It's got my logo as the eyes. It's got a Monte Cristo label here. It's got Bruce popping out the top here. And the materials, yeah, I'll list what it's made of. It's so complicated. And it took him, I think it was a few weeks to do. It's beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. And it weighs so much. I think there's like meteorite or something in here. Incredible. Look at that thing. Stunning. So Cameron, thank you so much. It really is beautiful. I love it. And I do have it hanging up at home. I mean, it's too heavy to wear around my neck. It would break my rib cage. It's huge. But it's beautiful. I'm going to put a link to him. These are fantastic, and I think he's nailed it. Absolutely nailed it with my eyebrow. Look at that. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. And he makes all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I'll put that in the description. Thank you, Cameron. It's such a beautiful piece of work. So, nice dry bit here. Want to get some good embers up for tonight. Woo. It's giving off a lot of heat. It's got to be single digits. I know tonight's meant to be about -1, -2. Yeah. But it's giving off enough heat for me to stay on my t-shirt. I'd say it's about 8 degrees centigrade right now. I certainly wouldn't be like this if I didn't have the fire. Oh, another question that a subscriber put in the comments. Wanted to know how we came up with Bruce's name. Bruce, come here. How did we come up with your name? Hey? No. How did we come up with your name? Can you tell them? Well, you don't really know either, do you? Thank you. So, in the movie Finding Nemo, there is a shark. Now, he's an Aussie shark. It's a great white shark, and he's called Bruce. I can't remember what the guy's name is that does it. Barry Humphries, I think. And it just seemed like such a great name. So that's how we came up with his name, Bruce the Shark, in Finding Nemo. There you go. Now you know. It's a great name for a great dog. BFF. Oh, I'm trying to remember what else, other questions there were. I forget so many. And I can't check because there's no signal here and I didn't print anything out. This chair is super comfortable, by the way. I'm just not on a very flat piece of ground. But it is comfy, really supporting my back. In fact, I think it's actually more comfortable than the bigger version, than the other one, the other Trekology that I use. Oh, I remember another question. How did I get into camping and the outdoors and stuff like that? Military. Very young. I was in the Air Training Corps in the UK. I was training to join the RAF. Not as a pilot, but as one of their ground teams. So the RAF have sort of like an infantry unit. And I was training for that. And that got me into it. We used to do a lot of exercises in Wales, in Snowdon, and also in the Lake District and Peak District in England, and particularly around Edale. And I used to love it. And I used to love making bivvies, survival shelters, doing all the bushcraft, everything. So I was in that very early. I was in that from the age of, I don't know, 11, 12, right through to 16, 17. And yeah, I was going to join the RAF. I dropped out right at the last minute just because I realized you don't make much money in the military, and I was a bit money hungry. So that's why I didn't go through with it. I do regret that quite a bit sometimes. But hey ho, it's nothing you can do about it now. No point looking back too much. So yes, that's how I got into it. And I've loved it ever since. I've loved being in the outdoors ever since. And the best bit about it, when you're not doing it for the military, is you don't have to wear a whole load of camo paint. And you don't have to lug around lots of military gear, which is ridiculously heavy. And to be honest, not that great, military surplus. It's strong stuff, but it's not the best stuff out there. There's way better stuff out there. In fact, if you're in the teams, so if you're in the special forces, it's special forces guys tend to sort of pick and choose other things. They're allowed to get away with it when they're out there in the field. They don't have to wear standard issue stuff that say your traditional soldier in the Marines or whatever would have to do. So there is better gear out there. It's improved a lot, but you've got to remember that military gear is designed to be carried by 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds. People under 30, generally. Super fit, super strong, doing what they're told. You know, so whilst there is this thing about military surplus, and it must be cool to camp in that stuff, it's kind of pointless for civilians. It really is. You don't need it. You can get better stuff, better quality stuff, lighter stuff, just in, you know, from your camping stores. And it is raining. And I might have to put my puffer jacket on because the temperature is really dropping. But this fire is so nice. Oof. Here comes the ash, you see? So when it rains, here comes the ash. Hits it, and that flies up in the air. So the trick is you put some logs on top so that the rain doesn't hit those embers. But then what happens? You get smoke. More smoke. I'll do it just to stop the ash. But I'm afraid it will get smoky. So apologies for the smoke. Oh, straight away. How you doing, Brucey? You enjoying your log? No, that's my cigar. And that's my beer. You don't want either of those. You would probably have the beer. Yeah. Oh. Something I get asked a lot is, do I ever go camping with my wife, with Anne? And when am I going to bring her? Well, the ongoing saga of finding the right conditions, the right place, the right environment, the right tent, blah, 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 to bring her out. I cannot bring her out into brutal conditions. She'll be miserable. It's not that she's a wuss, but why should she endure the smoke? Look at this. What did I say about the smoke, the wind change? Oh, man. Come on. I'm going to have to step out of it for a second. Oh, this is low down. Ooh. Oh, man. It was coming right at me. Ooh. I've got to let that pass. God, I hate smoke. I know. Got a cigar. The irony is not lost. I've been yapping so much that it's going out. So yeah, camping with Anne, my wife. I just need it to be perfect for her. She'll be miserable otherwise, honestly. Would she like this? With a fire, she would come, definitely. And with Brucey, I would like to bring her to this spot. I think I've got it nailed now with this spot. How to do it, get it right so that she's happy to come and to be warm enough. Yeah, if you've got a roaring fire, blankets, bottle of wine, then the right tent, I'd have to bring a bigger tent, then she'd be happy. She loves camping as well, she does. But she's not going to camp in crap conditions and be cold. There's no way. She doesn't do cold, does she? Mummy doesn't do cold. Hello. It's nowhere near your dinner time yet. You're going to have to wait. Aren't you going to have dinner with me? Yeah? You'll have dinner with me. I've got a treat for us. Thank you. Thank you for my kisses. Go and find your stick. You never did find that big stick that I got you. That's not it. It's bigger than that. Much bigger. Yeah, so soon, okay? Soon, I hope, she'll come with us. Oh, right, so I've got pretty much everything set up now. I've got enough wood for tonight, definitely. Pile it up a bit just to let it dry off here next to the heat of the fire. I've got my food is good to go. I've got my grate, my grill, which is going to go on here just when I've got coals, no flames. I've got something lovely and I guess very New Zealand for dinner tonight for both me and Bruce. So what I'm going to do is kick back. Oh, one last thing. So I've been asked so many times now, can I do shorter versions of my videos, please? They say, by all means, do your long version, your normal version, but can you just do like a half-hour one as well? Because people don't have time to watch it and sit and maybe listen to all of the chit-chat. So I did, but I went a bit overboard on the editing. I did one video, and it was only like 19 minutes long. And I thought, I'll cut out all the chit-chat, I'll cut out all the talking. Overwhelming response from subscribers. Majority of people said, no, don't like it, prefer the chit-chat. I can't win, because I asked, I put a poll out. And I think like 58% of people said, yes, I'd watch a half-hour version. But as it turns out, I think people actually like the longer versions. So what I'm going to do, I'll try and get it right this time. I'll do a full version of this video. And I will also, at similar time, maybe 2 days, 3 days later, I'll release a half-hour version. Half-hour to 45 minutes, okay? So this one might be, I don't know, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I'll do a much shorter version with a little bit of chit-chat, but not all of it, obviously. And I'll speed up some of the setup and stuff like that, okay? Try and keep everybody happy. All right, so I'm going to kick back, chill with my beer, finish my cigar, and come back to you later, probably in time for dinner. Once again, cheers everybody. Thanks for coming with me on this trip. It means a lot, it really does. Whew. Welcome back, everyone. Well, it has got cold. It's now 0. It's sort of starting to snow, just a little bit. Bruce? It's dark now, so I think what we'll do is put Bruce's light on. Brucey, come here. Anyone who's watched my videos knows that I've got Bruce a light that goes on his collar. And there's a way to turn it red, and I just don't know how. That's what I need to work out. Bruce? It's your light. That's it. You've been playing, haven't you? Just hang on. Come back, Bruce, come back. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you change color on this X-Tar light. Bruce, come here. It does trigger him. I could put it into red if I keep pressing the button, I think. But I'm wondering if I can see him as well if I do that. Oh, it's blue. Gosh. Oh, disco. Here, Bruce, come here. I'll put it in red, see if it triggers him. It's easier for me to see it, though, when it's white. Anyway, so look, this is going to freak people out. You're going to see a red thing darting back and forth a lot. Don't worry, it's just him. It's just Brucey. This is so I can see what he's up to. Go on then, go and play. It's like a ghost running around back and forth behind. He loves that thing. He's never seen it in red though, so I don't know what reaction we're going to get from him. I've got a lot of coals on here now. It's good. Nice and toasty. This thing is kicking off some great heat. Yeah, I got pretty cold just then for the last hour. Been really trying to get the fire cranking, and it is now, which is good. It's still too much flame though to cook dinner on. That's ash falling. I don't think that's snow. Yeah, that's not snow. It's ash. So I've just been chilling out, trying to get warm. I got cold. I didn't put my really thick adventure coat on. I should have done. But I was just relaxing. So I stoked up the fire. It is now giving off a lot of heat. That feels so nice on my hands. Life out here without a fire would really suck. It would not be fun. I had a coffee, cooked one up on the Trangia. And the reason I do that, I use the Trangia, is I don't want to get my kettle all covered in gunk. When you cook on the fire, your pots and pans get really messy. You just see the red glow behind. He's such a character, isn't he? He's having a good time though, which is good. So for dinner tonight, so I need to just break these down into coals. If I can do that, then I can start cooking, because I'm sure Bruce wants some as well. So I tell you what I'll do. I'm going to let this just get to coals. It shouldn't be much longer. I'd give it maybe another half an hour, and that would be good to then put my grate on. And then you'll see what I've got ready for dinner. And my grate, get that out. It's a serious piece of kit, this. I don't know what the type of steel is it's made of, but yeah, it is quite heavy, but it is phenomenal. It's so strong, so sturdy. There you go. Look at that. So that'll just go on there. Cook off any residual that's on there. It seemed pretty clean. A little bit of black. Yeah. Oh, hello. No, you know what? The red is triggering him as well. It makes no difference. But it's probably better for his vision to have red. I can see him, which is good. Oh, he's such a character. He's so much fun. He really is. Actually, you know what? I could cook on this now. With the grate that high. Actually, I'll give it 10 more minutes and I'll come back to you. And then we'll start cooking dinner. All right, coals are ready. It's giving off a load of heat. This should cook no problem at all. So what have I got? I know that's what everybody wants to know. We have a roast lamb and vegetables. So the vegetables I'm going to put in the pan. Got some rosemary for the roast lamb, some bacon for breakfast. Got some potatoes and some onion. And some snow peas. Look at this. Look at that rump roast of lamb. So I think the potatoes are going to take quite a long time. So I need to chop them up. Yep. And I'll put them in a pan and get them cranking in the pan. So let's chop up the potatoes first. Start chucking them in the pan, ready to do. And then I'll put a lid on it as well. And we should be golden. Now I might actually chop it here where I've got my trangia. Remove that. Yeah, that'll work better. Okay. Yeah, I figure potatoes will take a little while, even though I'm slicing them. Oops, onion. Chopping board is always handy, but it's more handy having this stone here, this little table. I do have that one tigress table. Hey, if you saw my last video, my camping disaster in the storm, I tripped over it when I had a bit of a moment. Yeah, that wasn't great. So potatoes, chop those in. Gotta put the onion in. Yeah, what happened? It all happened so fast. A big, huge gust of wind came out of nowhere, and the pressure on the top of the tart meant the pole that was holding it up punctured the tarp, and I had to quickly get round there to try and fix it. And of course, as I did that, I tripped over this table. I went flying. Could have been worse. That was a bit of a disastrous trip. And it was such a beautiful location, right by the sea. Bruce loved it. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me do a normal trip there, because it was staggeringly beautiful by the water there. I think it gets quite busy, that spot, but if I go during the week it should be okay. Now I'm just going to chuck these, just chop it in half, chuck that in like that. Like chuck a sprig of rosemary in there as well. It's mainly for the lamb, the rosemary, but it goes well with the potatoes as well. And then my snow peas. Now, snow peas, you're meant to just chop the ends off. Let's see if I can do this en masse. I'm going to do each one individually because that would be a bit of a pain. Great success. I get a lot of suggestions what to cook. I did ask before. Some really good ones. But sometimes I'm just not in the mood. Difficult to explain. Not in the mood to cook really complicated dishes. So yeah, I know I've got to do a pie and all sorts of things like that. I will get round to doing those things, honestly. Got plenty of camping trips to come. Okay, so I'm going to put a bit of oil in here. And I'm going to spice it up a bit with some seasoning. Is it raining? I can hear something on the tarp. It was snowing. That's rain. Hey Brucey, you can smell food, can't you? Bit of seasoning. Oh, it is raining. Camera's going to get wet. Oh well. Put that on fire. Put the lid on. There's a lot of heat coming off this fire, so should be good. I forgot my gripper, but that's okay because I've got my gloves. Now the lamb. How long do I think I need to give the lamb on here? I'll put the lamb on now. I can always move it off the side if I have to. Actually, let's do that on here. All I can see out the corner of my eye now is a red light flitting around all around behind me, all over the place. New Zealand lamb. Can't beat it. And this is a pretty epic piece of lamb. Look at that bad boy. 2 massive pieces, but that's got to feed both of us. Now I do have his dog food as well, but I figured he'd want some lamb. So what I'll do is I'm going to salt up mine, but I won't do his. he'll have half of one piece and I'll have the rest. In fact, I won't salt any of that piece, just the big piece. You can always add salt onto it afterwards if I have to. And what I'm going to do is put that on a bed of rosemary. Just rub the rosemary into it. Stick it in. So, okay. And put that on the grill. Just like that. There you go. Okay. Got to go and wash my hands now. Whew. Gosh, that river is cold. It's so cold. Right, now, I'm hoping this is enough heat coming on here. I'm wondering if I have to lower this grill slightly. Just raise these coals up, I think that will do it. Scooch them all up. Hi, Brucey. I can see you out the corner of my eye. You won't be able to see him for a while because he's over here messing around. Yeah, he's so much fun. Right, how hot is that? Oh yeah, that's hot enough. Ow. Yep, that's good. Yeah, so I forgot my pan gripper, which was silly. Hey ho. That's what we got these gloves for. Yeah, so these are, what are these? Youngstown waterproof, Kevlar lined, fireproof gloves. I think the oil industry used them. I can't remember, but you can stick your hands right in the fire. They're amazing. Okay. Chop that right in the middle. Okay. Tell you what, it's very hot sitting in front of this fire. Ow. Yeah, that's really hot. It's giving off loads of heat. I'm so much warmer now. It's brilliant. Feels so much better. Yeah, the rain is coming now. Don't know if you can hear it. I'm going to sit back from this fire. I'm just going to move the camera as well. It's better. I tell you what, when you move away from the fire, it's another world out there. It's so cold. It really is. You could just sit and watch him. Hello, Brucey. You're having so much fun, aren't you? You could just sit and watch him all night, playing. He's having such a good time. He loves his light. It just keeps him occupied. And he needs to be constantly occupied. Oh, I know, but the meat was in there, wasn't it? Hey, was the meat? Oh, you're so wet. Bruce, you got so much attached to you. Oh dear, so wet. All right, so the dinner's on, our dinner. It's going to take a while. I'd say that's going to be 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Because I'm just going to keep it that height over the fire. And, ooh. Bruce, hey, stop. Was that you that did that? The whole tarp just moved. I think he just ran over one of the paracords. Ah, so now it's a red light. Maybe he can't see the paracord. Hey, Brucey, what did you just do? Oh, you're soaking. Yuck. Thank you for my kiss. Thank you. Oh, you know, yes. Thank you for my kisses. You're having fun with your light. What's out there? Go and have a look. Go on. See what you can find. I know. It's amazing. He loves his red light. He's the same with the white light. But this might be better for his eyes. He's going to settle hopefully soon. That's a big stick. Thank you. Oh, mind the paracord. Oh, God. What have I let myself in for? He does have fun. He was curled up just sleeping, having a nice snooze, and then I woke him up with the light. And now he's triggered and raring to go. Well, at least he's working up a dinner, which is a good thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, the lamb is dripping nicely. I'm going to leave this to cook and come back to you when it's almost done. Bruce, is it dinner time? Yeah, it's time for dinner. Let's move this out of the way. Hello. Are we keeping your light on? Come here. You turn your light off. Hang on. Don't need that while you're having dinner. Okay, so what we'll do is slice up Brucey's first. On my makeshift thing here. That'll work. We'll put it in his bowl. You happy, Bruce? I know you're happy. You're very excited. Okay. Let's see if you can see that. Let's see how it is. Oh, perfect for Bruce, yes. Medium rare. Actually, I might use my fork. Oh, it smells so good. I'm going to leave mine on for a bit longer. This is a bit too rare for me, but for Bruce it's perfect. Okay, don't want to give him too much. Mustn't overfeed the Bruce. Lots of good fat in here for him. I was going to eat at the same time as him, but I think I'll let him eat first, because I want mine to go on. My piece is a bit thicker, so it's going to take longer to really cook. That is a lot of food for Brucey. He's going to tuck straight into this, I'll tell you. Nice small pieces. Let's just get that down. There you go. Okay. So that's Brucey's. Now what I'm going to do is move this all around a bit before I give him his. Just because I want that to cook more. I actually put the meat, I don't know if you can see it, you probably can't, but I put the grill a bit lower. Just to let it get really cooked up. Oh, something tells me Bruce is ready for his dinner. He's been running around like crazy. Such a good boy, aren't you? Got to let it cool down a bit. What I might do is just cool it down with some water. No. You wait a second. I'll put some water in to cool it down. There. You are such a good boy, sitting so nicely. Just wait. Good boy. Go on then, Bruce. He's gonna wolf that down. Yeah. That could be. He could finish that in no time. Okay, let's get the heat back up in this fire. Disturb the coals a bit to get some more heat in. I want my Bruce, don't eat so fast. You're gonna make yourself sick. I want my lamb to be not well done, but medium. He's finished it. That's all gone. All gone. Hey. That didn't even hit the sides, did it, Bruce? There's a bit of juice here. And you can lick up the juice. He's had plenty of water. Whenever he needs a drink, because the river is just here, he just goes and has a drink. It's beautiful water in the river as well. Now that I've let the fire go down, it's pretty cold. Yeah, let me put your light back on. Okay. Right. Well done, Brucey. That's it. You've had your dinner. Bye-bye. It's all gone. It's all gone, Bruce. It's all gone. That was a lot of food. That was a big... No, there's no more. No, you're sticking your nose in the fire. You'll be back. That was a lot of food. I'm not going to let you lick the tray yet because I've got to cut up my stuff on there. No, there's no more. He's not a big dog. That's a lot of food. Plus I've got his dog food for him as well, just in case. But that was so much meat. That'll keep him going for a long time. And it's raining, and he's going to go and lie in the rain. He might go to the river and have a drink. No, he's just playing. Okay, I'm going to let mine cook a bit more and I'll come back to you when it's ready. Hey, Brucey. What are you doing? Oh, you're such a mess. Oh, I've got to have you in my tent with me. I guess it's our tent. No. No, don't push your luck. Go on, off you go, Bruce. There's no more food. That was it. You've had yours. Now what I need to do is get the meat off. show you what the meat looks like. That's perfect for me. Just medium rare. It smells so amazing. Cannot describe it. Now what I need to do quickly is sort this fire out. So I've got some heat. It's getting cold again without the fire. Okay, my little flex tail gear pump. It's amazing, watch this. We're going to get flames in a second. And there's our fire, cranking. Gotta love that. Just got enough heat in there to get those flames going. We'll get a big fire going soon. Okay, dinner time. Now I might need to move back because when the fire gets going, I won't be able to sit that close to it. Come back here. How hot is that? That's pretty hot. Not too bad though. I can cope. I don't know what I'm doing now. What am I doing? Let's put this down a sec. I need to chop my meat up. Oh, this smells so good. Oh, absolutely beautiful. This, I've got to bring this up to the camera. Yum. Oh, I'm so hungry. Oh my word. That's better than I thought it would be. Oh wow. That's so good. I'm surprised Bruce hasn't come back. Trying to get some more. He does know he's had his now. And that's pretty much all he's going to get. Because that was a lot of food for him. I don't want him being sick. I don't want him being sick in the middle of the night in the tent. Oh, the fat. The fat is crunchy. It's lovely. Just how I like it. Perfect. Lamb, it's interesting, isn't it? Quite a lot of people don't actually like lamb. Must have had a bad experience with some really funky stuff. But it is a strong taste. But it's just so delicious. I can't understand people who don't like it. Oh my God, this is a meat fest. I've somehow got to fit all this in my bowl. You know I'm going to let Bruce have another piece. Can't resist him because he's walking around over there. I can see him out the corner of my eye. What I'll let him do is, I'll let him have one more piece and I'll let him clean up the board. Lick the board clean. Gosh, I've really cut mine into baby-sized pieces. Okay, I think we're good to go. All right, I can chuck all this in the pan here. I'm just going to eat it straight in this pan, because why not? And the potatoes and everything smell fantastic too. with my secret marinade of paprika, rosemary and salt, basically. I want a little bit of cayenne pepper in there, just to give the potatoes a bit of a kick. Okay, so look how much I've left him. I've left him 3 pieces, and I've left him the tray to clean up. He is going to wolf that down. Watch this. Go round. What's this? Sit. Well, sit. Good boy. Go on then. All right, you see, now the fire's hot. I'm too close to it. Darn it. The only downside with this chair is so low. Not so low. So low to the ground. Look at my fire. It's cranking. Brucey, you seem to be coming over here. It's so low to the ground that it's difficult, especially when you've got the fire going on there, to eat. I need to move my logs out of the way. That's what I need to do. Put this pan here, put that on top. Bruce, go away. That's enough. You've had enough now. No more. Bye-bye. Off you go. Jog on. Bon appetit, everybody. It's even better than I thought it would be. So much. Okay. I need to slow down. It's so good. It's missing one thing. This is a Renaissance Brewing Hazy IPA. It's been in the river. Well, oh, that's so good with the beer. Oh. Woo. Well, I think, everybody, I've got a job to do. I'm sure you don't all want to watch me eat. Or listen to me eat. So I'm going to devour this. Have my beer. and come back to you later. Oh, that was a fantastic dinner. That was about an hour and a half ago. Just been chilling. I was throwing the stick for quite a while with Bruce. He's behind me somewhere. You'll see his red glow. Here he is. Look at that. Hey, Brucey. And he's off again. Oh, temperature's really dropped. But I'm still not wearing my big coat. Still got my lightweight puffer on because this fire, I've got it cranking. The coals are so hot. It's lovely. It's really warming the whole thing up, but I've used up all my wood that I chopped. I've got one big log left that I have to cut up and split if I have to. If I feel like it tomorrow morning, if I want a fire, if I get up early, then I might do that, because the morning would be much nicer. Having breakfast with a nice roaring fire would make a big difference. So dinner was fantastic. The lamb was beautiful, really was. The veggies were great, snow peas, everything, potatoes, all went down very well. My beer went down well. It's been a really, really great evening, I have to say. Fire just makes it so much better. Hasn't really rained much. There's a fair amount of water still on the tarp. But it wasn't meant to be heavy rain. It's just meant to be moderate. It says there's a 60% chance of heavy rain tomorrow morning. Whatever that means, I don't know, you can never tell. And there's a chance it could snow as well. So we'll see. The forecast for the next couple of days looks pretty cold, pretty wet. But we should be all right. Tarp's held up well. There's no pooling anywhere, which is good. I love this tarp. It's really good. 3F UL Gear. It's so light, but it's very strong, and it just beads the water off. It doesn't get sort of wet like other tarps do. So like if you look at, say, DD hammocks or AquaQuest, they don't have the same sort of coating on them. You'd have to treat it yourself to get water to bead off it consistently. I've never sprayed this tarp. I've used it in so many different trips. I've never sprayed it, yet it still beads off perfectly. It doesn't sort of get wet, if you know what I mean. So it doesn't gain any weight. So whatever the DWR coating they use on this thing, it is phenomenal. It really is. Yeah. I have to apply it to my other tarps because it makes a big difference. Oh, so I'm not going to have a cigar because I had one earlier, but I am going to have a tasty beverage, tasty adult beverage. This is Thompson. This is a New Zealand whiskey from the south of New Zealand. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's nice. That's so nice. So warming. Oh, it just spreads straight through you. It's brilliant. Yeah, so love my sight. We'll see how we get on in the tent tonight. Hopefully there won't be any condensation. This is the only vent in the tent, this one at the front here. So it's pretty small vent. Yeah. As I said, I've had problems. Well, the last camp I did in this, and it was just full of condensation. So I'm hoping that the conditions are better, and I've got this door open, so it would be better. But yeah, I think this is the only vent in it. That could do with coming all the way down here and then having this thick wall, but I guess that's only with the Black series that they do that. It's a shame. I would definitely prefer more venting on it. But I like the tent. I like the fact that it's a one-person tent. It's pretty light, and it's pretty solid, pretty bulletproof. If you put the guys out, this thing doesn't move at all. And I like the fact there's room inside for myself with full width, sleeping pad, plus Bruce and everything else. Yeah. This is a great setup. I'm very happy. Very chilled. I've got no more stories to tell tonight. At least I don't think I do. Save it for the morning. All right, everybody, I'll come back to you when we're tucked in, Bruce and myself, and snuggled in, and in bed. So it's bedtime. We're all snuggled up. Bruce is on his bed and his blanket. Well, my blanket. He's cozy. Oh, he's going to be so toasty. It's about 0 outside. It's not that much warmer in here. I've got the vent open to let condensation out, moisture out. He's already falling asleep. He's exhausted. Gosh, he's really tired. Yeah, so he's on his one tigress bed, and he's got my one tigress down quilt on, blanket on. So he is just snug. He's so tired. He's been playing. It's quite late. Oh, yeah, it's pretty cold, I have to say. Once you get out from that fire, I let the fire go right down. It's freezing. Well, it is freezing. It's 0, so it's cold. I'll be warm once I'm completely in my quilt, all done up. Got this new Trekology pillow. It's kind of cool. It's got a strap, so it stays. It's got, stays on your pad, which is kind of cool. All right, it's late. I don't know what time it is. It's almost midnight. Exhausted. See you in the morning, everybody. Night night. Night night from Brucey. Night night, Brucey. Morning, everybody. Morning, Brucey. Morning. Did you have a nice sleep? You curled up under your blanket. Oh, down dog. Hello. Morning. Morning. Morning, Brucey. Morning. Did you have a nice sleep? Thank you for my kisses. I know. Morning. You're happy, aren't you? It's another day. Okay, another day. That was a pretty good night. I was really warm. I mean, my thank you for kisses. Thank you for my kisses. My quilt is -12 rated, so it's quite dark still. Although it's gone 7, you can hear the birds. And it's been raining solidly for the last few hours. No snow, I don't think, just rain. So we've got to get up, get out there, get into it. It's not windy though, hopefully. Doesn't seem to be. Thank you. So many kisses, Brucey. Morning. This is his routine. Oh, and he's very tired. Big yawn. He's been curled up in the corner there on his bed and under his blanket. Snug as a bug, aren't you? So warm. Toasty. Like that. Usually he kicks the blanket off if I put it on him, but he obviously liked the down one from Monte Cristo. You're a fan of Monte Cristo. Thank you. So many kisses. All right, come back to you outside. Aren't we? Lots of yawns. You see? I've just seen your bed. You know what's in your bed? Sand. Lots and lots of sand. Look at all that. Oh my word. There's so much sand. It's covered in it. Because you've been playing in the sand, haven't you? I know what you want. You want your breakfast. Oh, is that the word? The magic word? Breakfast. There it is. Oh, it's cold and wet. Hello, camera. There's my log. Am I going to bother with a fire? I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Got to get up, get at it. I reckon once I've had a coffee, I might not need a fire. But Bruce definitely wants his breakfast, so he keeps changing his head for breakfast. All right, let's get up. Good morning, Brucey. Thank you for my kisses. All right, Bruce wants his breakfast. I've broken out the big boy. You see what I mean about how low this seat is? You could use it in your tent. I mean, this has got quite a high clearance, this one. But you could unclip your inner and sit in here, no problem. You're such a good boy. Bruce is such a good boy. Got to give him his breakfast. Right. Where is Bruce's breakfast? Yeah, so as I said, slept pretty well. Bruce slept really well. I've never seen him curled up like that before, just so snug. Yeah, he's quite picky. You're licking your lips, Bruce. Again, this is his high protein diet. I don't put water in because it cleans his teeth at the same time, which is, you know, pretty cool. Sit. Sit, Bruce. Oh, you got to sit first. Sit. Go on. Good boy. Go on then. Right. Coffee time. Yeah, I like this chair, but it is very low down. But that's okay. It's so much lighter than the other one. It's always pros and cons, always pros and cons. Oh, for coffee. It's not, well, it doesn't seem that cold. Last time I was in this spot in the morning, oh, it was a major flipping horrible event. It was windy, it was wet. Too windy to get a fire going. And Bruce and I were just hunkered down like Steve under a blanket. So this is just sort of gentle rain. You probably can't hear it over the noise of the river. There's nothing. It does look like it's rained a fair bit though. Everything is saturated. The fire pit is absolutely soaked. And I'm not going to light a fire because I'm not that cold. Also, I've come better prepared this time with this jacket. This jacket's so warm. That won't be an issue. Bruce is licking the grill from where I cooked the meat. Are you cleaning the grill, Bruce? Tongue. Oh, he's getting right in there. It's obviously some lovely lamb bits in there. Isn't there, Brucey? Bruce! Did you just get caught? Did you just get caught? What is it? All right, carry on. He's such a character. Right, I'll come back to you when I've got coffee on the go. And pancakes, obviously. I missed out on my pancakes last trip because my camp collapsed. My car camping trip, check that one out. With the brown one tigress tent. I can't remember what it was called. It got pancaked. As it turns out, that tent's got some major flaws on it anyway. What I didn't mention on the video was there was actually water in the tent. So even though it was under a tarp and there was a bit of water dripping through, it had still managed to get in the tent, and it had gone in through one of the vents. I don't think that material is very waterproof. And to their credit, it says it's only to be used in light showers. I can't remember what the tent's called. Bruce, no, enough. You're putting your feet in the fire. Come on, out. Bruce, out of there. Come on, out. Go on, shoo. No, I don't want you going in the fire. He's off. I can't remember what it's called, that one tigress tent. I'll flash it up in the description, but yeah, I think it leaks. I think it's got quite a lot of problems. I think they've had to stop selling them until they fix the issues with it. They said they were sending me another one, but I think they're reworking it, redesigning it first. We shall see. Right, I'll come back to you with coffee. Bruce is chilling, listening to the rain. It's quite a grim morning, but at least it's not windy. I'm just waiting for my coffee. I think that's all going to go over there and fall down into that tarp right next to Bruce. He always lies where the rain falls down. I have no idea why he does that. He just loves it. He's had a great sleep, he's had a great time. He's already been exploring this morning, he's had his breakfast. And now he's just chilling. There you go. Well, it didn't get him, so he doesn't care. You having fun, Brucey? I know you are. Your eyes, I can't see, your eyes are so dark. Look how handsome he is. Pretty handsome. Did you have a nice breakfast? He does this head tilt thing if you ever say breakfast or dinner. What did you have for breakfast? It started snowing. You can see the snow in with the rain. It's sort of a big, fat, sloshy snow mixed in with rain. You can make that out against the trees. I'm still waiting for my coffee. So I don't know what this is doing. But you can see it. You can see the snow in the water. Look at that. It's like ice. Half snow, half rain. That's how cold it is. It's coming down now. Doesn't bother Bruce. So could be walking back in the snow, I guess. It's meant to be a bit of snow. Just probably happened by now. Yeah. You'd like it to snow, Bruce, wouldn't you? Because you love the snow. Coffee is boiling. Right. I don't know what this weather is doing. Whether it's snowing, raining, just don't know. I think it knows. Okay, coffee time. So what I'm going to do is I've got these coffee bags. I'm going to put a couple of them in my pot of coffee. Oh, they smell so good. So let those sit in there. I might add one more. Because I feel like strong coffee this morning. Right, while that's doing that, in the meantime, I think I should get pancakes on. I'm probably going to need more fuel in there. I'll just cover that up. So this is my mix of, what is in here? It's mainly methylated spirits, but also very high alcohol hand sanitizer, non-scented hand sanitizer, of course. And that little bit of water that's in the hand sanitizer means you don't get sooting. Yeah, it's the water that stops the sooting. I don't know why. You could just add a drop of water in yourself if you wanted to. Yeah, it's still, oh, there's ice on top of the tarp now. I guess it's just slush and snow. That's all going to fall down Bruce's way. I hope it doesn't snow too much because the tarp's not set up for snow. I'd have to take it all down and, well, I'd have to angle it down more. To get my GSI pan. Mind out. Okay, coffee. I'm just letting the pan get hot before I put the oil in. Oh, Bruce has decided to lie on my fuel bottle. He's getting dripped on, but it doesn't bother him. I don't know why. I'm adding a bit of flat white. It's like a latte sort of thing. I don't know why they call it that. To my coffee. Get some sugar in me. Oh. There's chunks of, I don't know if you can make it out on the camera, there's chunks of snow. Massive. But it's mainly rain, but just these huge, huge chunks. I don't know what it's going to do. It'd be amazing if it just becomes snow. That would be pretty cool. All right. So let's get some oil on the go. Actually, I might just take that off the heat for a second. Oh, and I've got pots and pans all over the place while I make my pancakes. So you add a little water, shake it, and then bang it upside down. Apparently. And then it's better. And then you add the rest of the water up to the fill line. I know it's riveting stuff watching me making pancakes. Okay. Flame on. Pancake time. Now I do have some bacon as well, but I'm just not in the mood for bacon. There was so much meat last night. Anyone who knows me knows I like massive pancakes. And today is no exception. Okay, we just leave it. I can't tell if you can see him or not. I say that all the time, but I can't see. Let me move the camera down a bit so you can see where he's lying. Oh, you can see him. There you go. You've got a good view of him. He's such a character. He really is. Oh. This Trekology chair, as light as it is, as comfy as it is, it's difficult to get up out of. I'd say if you're much taller than, say, 6'1", you're going to struggle getting out of this thing. Yeah. It ain't easy. That's my brother. Right. Wow, this is cooking quickly. Yeah, I've got bacon, but there was so much meat last night. It was a crazy amount of meat that I'm just in no mood for meat at all this morning. Oh, this pancake's not taking long. It's so much easier cooking at this altitude. When I was on the top of the mountain, it took ages. Well, also it was -10, but it took ages for the pan to get hot. Everything takes a lot longer. And cooking up there, you just don't get the same temperatures at high altitude. And so it just took a long time to cook, whereas this is taking just a couple of minutes. Now, am I going to flip it? I'm not confident flipping this pan with this removable handle. I've got a feeling if I do it, the whole frying pan will end up on top of the tent. That coffee is warming me up. Okay, I think it's ready to turn over. Yeah, so this isn't a Trangia pan. This is a GSI pan. I couldn't, the Saga, if anyone knows. Look at that. The Saga was, I just couldn't find a Trangia non-stick pan. But as it turns out, they're so small, even the big one, it's so small, it's so dainty, the aluminium, I just don't want to use it anyway. This GSI pan is awesome, and it folds. Okay, it's a bit heavier, but it's non-stick, it's robust. You can put a lot more stuff in here. So I'm quite happy to use this. It works on top of the Trangia, fits perfectly. I think it's just a more robust product than the Trangia is. Trangia is all about, this stuff is all about lightweight. And again, the beauty of the Trangia is it's windproof, uses any alcohol, fuel. He's asleep, which is incredible considering how long he slept last night, although we did go to bed late. I'd bring his bed out and put it there, but he won't lie on it. He only will lie on his bed in here, in the tent. It's so weird. Well, if he goes fetal, if he looks like he's getting cold, then I'll bring the bed out and make him lie on it. But he doesn't feel the cold. Right, how are we looking with my pancake? Is that done? It's certainly fluffy. Give it a bit more. So with this pan, it looks like the pancake sagas are over. I have real pancakes now. How many camping trips was I trying to master the pancake with my Trangia setup? Oh, just a mixture of goo and much and mess, and everyone giving me all their feedback. Oh, you should use butter. Tried that. Oh, you should use oil. Tried that. Oh, you shouldn't use New Zealand butter. You should use some other kind of butter. Tried that. Nothing works with the Trangia aluminium stuff when you're trying to cook pancakes. You can't do it. You've got to have non-stick. Unless you like having a congealed mess. So that was a bit of an ongoing joke. That's a perfect pancake. Come on. That's awesome. Look at that. Right. Did not forget maple syrup. Where was I? When was that I forgot the maple syrup and I was devastated? I think that was a car camping trip, which was really stupid that I forgot anything. I think I forgot seasoning. Yeah, I forgot seasoning, I forgot oil. Oh, that was such a rookie trip, that really was. It was dire. There was a crap tent that leaked like crazy. See, the concept of that tent, the SUV tent, that Napier thing that leaked like a sieve, it's a brilliant concept, poorly executed. But the concept of being able to back your vehicle into a tent, open it up, and use it, it's a brilliant concept. Just, I don't know. The tent was made in Bangladesh, by the way. So for all those comments of what you expect made in China, no, it was made in Bangladesh. And Napier is a Canadian company. But they just did everything on the cheap. They couldn't be bothered to seam seal anything because I guess it takes up too much factory space to do it. It takes up too much time and they're trying to chuck these things out. I'd have gladly paid a premium to have had that product offered as a fully seam sealed, 100% waterproof family SUV tent. I'd have paid a premium for that. But no, all I got, well, I didn't hear anything back from the manufacturer. The poor dealer, they took it back and fully refunded it. They tested it and it was faulty. And then I got attacked by Napier fanboys who got the tent saying, mine's never leaked. I had it on camera and I didn't do anything wrong. It was leaking everywhere. And yeah, just shoddy quality and not thinking of the elements. I guess they expect everyone just to go in the middle of summer or something. And maybe have a light shower. It didn't say that on the website. Hey, look, that was my rant. I think that's my only rant. There you go. I always have at least one rant, and that was it. Oh, this pancake is delicious. Yeah, it's not so easy to use your lap to eat on when you're sitting in this chair. Because your knees come up too high. Got my juice, my smoothie. Spirulina Slam. It's got banana, orange, apple, kiwi fruit, apricot, and spirulina. And it's really coming down now. Oh, I've got more snow on here. That's all going to come off the end of the tarp now. Oops. I don't even know what spirulina is. I'll have to Google it when I get home. Oh. See how many comments say I'm faking the rain. There's going to be one. There's going to be one that says, you faked that. That's not real rain. I can't see the rain. I get these people commenting, and they're obviously watching on like the smallest screen possible on the smallest phone. And so they can't see detail, so they can't see the rain falling. And also it's incredibly difficult to film rain. In the movies, they actually use a machine to generate that much water to make it so that the camera can see it. I can't remember what it's called. This machine, the spray gun. But they douse it so you can see it. And unless you've got light in between you and the rain, or there's a dark contrast, you can't make it out. You can hear it, you just can't see it. So it's very difficult filming rain. It really is super difficult. And then you get these comments from people, and I film in 4K, and you get these comments from people that, oh, you must be faking it, I can't see any rain. And it's pelting down. But they can't see it on their teeny tiny screen, so they think I've added the rain sound on. Seriously, they think I've faked everything. And I don't know. I think that says more about the person watching than it says about me. Now it is snowing. Hopefully we'll be able to see that in the background. The chunks are getting thicker. And maybe someone's going to say I'm faking the snow as well. Oh dear. It's really coming down. If it gets any thicker than this, I'll turn the camera a bit so you can see it out there. But again, the camera really doesn't pick it up very well. And I'm only filming in 24 frames a second. Maybe 60 frames a second, you'd be able to see it. But then I can't upload that to YouTube in my length of video. It's too much, there's a limit. Also, it takes hours and hours to upload. It's seriously long time. But this week I got Starlink. I got my Starlink dishy from Elon. Not from Elon, I mean. But anyway, and I installed that on the roof. Oh, now I've got fantastic speeds. I think on the last check I did, it was 250 down and 38 up. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes me to upload this video compared to normal. Usually it takes about 10 to 12 hours for one of my videos to upload. So that'll be interesting. Camera's getting very wet. I might have to move it actually, because the microphone is not waterproof. Even though the camera is, the microphone isn't. So let me move that out the way. Oh, see what I mean about getting out of this chair? Nightmare. Because it's so low. Oh yeah, everything's getting very wet. This is very wet, slushy snow. Okay, will that do it? How's that look? As long as you can see Brucey and me in the snow. Hopefully you can see the snow. Let me just pan the camera for you so you can see out a bit. Hopefully you can see that. Snow coming down. I'm honestly not faking it. So if you're on a tiny screen and you can't see that, sorry, but that's not my fault. But it is coming down. Now I'm worried it's going to settle on the tarp. And Bruce is lying in it. Because that's what Bruce does. He lies in the snow. Don't you, Brucey? There, I've moved the camera so it's not getting soaked anymore. Oh! It's so much fun sitting on this seat. Let me finish my pancake. It's amazing how quickly you warm up once you've got some sugar and food in you. That was delicious. I'm tempted to have another one. Bruce, do you want to lie on your bed? Do you want me to get your bed for you? Hang on. Your sandy, sandy bed. Hang on. I'm going to have to shake it off first. Like Taylor. Oh my God, there's so much sand. That's it's so sandy. Right, let me give you a little space to lie on. That's not going to get soaking wet. He kind of wedges himself in. Bruce, no. Come out of there. Come on. Come on. Right, I know you want to lie here. How about there? How's that? No, not in my pan. Is that good? There you go. Is that better? As long as everyone can see you. You're probably hiding behind the transier now. Is he hiding behind the transier? Well, you know he's there. You can sort of make him out there. Oh, all right, I'll move the transier so you can all see. Oh. Honestly, you're all so demanding. I know, Bruce. They don't want to see me, they want to see you and what you're doing. How you react to the snow. Oh, I'm down. It's properly snowing. It's lovely. Oh, just spilt coffee all over my leg. Luckily, I'm wearing boots. Oh, that coffee's good. No, I don't think I'm going to have another pancake. I'm so stuffed from last night. It was a massive meal. Hello. Hey? Oh, you got an itch? Have you got an itch? Oh. It's got sensitive backside bit here. It's not that he doesn't like it. It just, he always turns around when you touch his hindquarters. Yeah. He closes his eyes, he enjoys it, but he's a bit wary. I guess it's just sensitive. I don't know if all border collies are like that, but he is. Aren't you? You're a sensitive soul. I mean, the bed makes no difference to him whatsoever, but it makes a difference to me, watching him lying on the bed. It makes me feel more comfortable. You know how, when you're a kid, well, at least with my mum, when I was a little kid, I'd walk around, it'd be winter, and all I'd have on is just a t-shirt or something, and she'd say, "Oh, you're making me feel cold, put something on." Even though I wasn't cold, I had to put something on because it was making her feel cold. Well, that's the same thing. He's making me feel uncomfortable when he lies out like that, because he just finds the most horrible patch of ground to lie on. And now I feel that he's more comfortable. Right, I'm going to have to do something about this tarp because we got snow and ice basically settling. It's not too bad. As long as there's a bit of rain in between, then... See, that was a chunk of snow, that was a huge chunk that came off them. Oh, so he's fascinated by that, and so he's now just watching, waiting for that stuff to fall off. That's his game that he's going to play with himself now. Oh, this coffee is so good. It's so hot, it's warming. So the plan is just chill a bit, let my pancake dough go down. And then it's still quite early, but I could pack up. Got a long drive home, as usual. And if this snow gets any heavier, it will weigh down this tarp. This makes everything harder to pack up if it's covered in snow, especially this wet, really wet snow like this. So I'm going to chill out with my coffee. I'll come back to you a bit later. If the snow gets really heavy, I'll film some of that for you. There's a lot of coffee. I don't think I'll be making any more. Definitely can't eat another pancake. I'm so full. So what I'm going to do is, it's died down a bit now, but who knows what's going to happen. It could suddenly pelt down. Finish my juice. I'm going to finish that. Brush my teeth. And then start packing up. I'll leave the tarp till last. You know, always have your shelter. See, he's so happy under there. Look at that. So cozy. But I had to make him stay there. The second I put the blanket on, he wanted to go and play out in the rain. But now, once he settles, once you sort of put your foot down and calm him down a bit, he then settles so well, and then he gets cozy. And then he starts drifting off, and then he goes fast asleep. I can't even see his face. As long as he can look out, he's happy. Yeah, I don't know what the weather's doing. But it is cold. But it's too late to bother with the fire. I've got that log. So what I'm going to do is, because I love this spot, so I'll rest that log up against one of these trees upright, so it's there for me next time. Just put some bark on the top of it, just to protect the top, and then that should be nice and dry. It will get the sunshine here when it does get sunny in the I think it's in the evenings here, so it will dry off any moisture. But it's nice to just know that I've got a piece of wood, decent piece of wood sitting here ready, just in case. Right, so I'm gonna finish my juice, brush my teeth, and then start packing everything up. And I'll come back to you when I've done all that. Okay, I've got everything out of the tent. I'm gonna pack the tent up first. What I might do is I'm going to leave him all snug and comfy. He's not going anywhere. I'll clean the tent out when I get home because it's going to have to be dried off anyway. But it is absolutely filthy inside. There's so much sand in there, it's unbelievable. It's all his fault. It's all your fault. What's the worst part of camping? Packing up. Packing up sucks. For a few reasons. Firstly, it's the end of your camping trip. That's always a bit of a downer. I mean, depending on the weather conditions. But, because packing up, nothing ever fits in the way it did when you were at home, especially when it's wet. Or if it's covered in snow, then it's a nightmare. So first thing when you're taking the tent apart, because there's no wind, I can just take all the pegs out. Yeah, if it was windy, probably leave a peg in. Don't mind me, Bruce, I'll just walk around you. You just stay there. Don't you worry. I'll pack everything up for you. I'll leave you all snug under your blanket. he's completely unfazed. Couldn't care less. I don't think he looks forward to going home. Oh. You might have noticed I've got my waterproof trousers on now. Preparation for going out of here, because I've got to do the river crossing. Okay, now I think I used another peg for the back of the tarp, so I need that. Yep, I did. Right. And the beauty of the Hillberg is you can pack the whole thing up as one. Doesn't matter. So, poles to come out next. And also, because all the rain is at the back, I've just got to flick off as much water as possible. God, Hillberg tents are amazing, they really are. So, yeah, saying that, I have to report that I had a little bit of condensation again. As I said, one vent just doesn't seem to be enough. Doesn't do it. I don't know what the score there is. I don't know how to fix that. But there's a little bit of condensation. Now, admittedly, I'm in a tent with a wet dog. So it did remarkably well considering. Okay, poles out first. Shame I didn't have another peg to hold that tarp back. Hey ho. Okay, now the only thing I don't like about these poles is they get stuck when you're trying to push them out. Because it's one long sleeve. You don't have that problem with the Steiker because the poles are exposed, so they're in clips. But that comes with its own problems in that those clips freeze. And you have to breathe on them in the really bad conditions to get them off, because they'll be frozen solid to the poles. I've yet to find the perfect tent that... Sorry, Bruce, is that pole sitting on you? He's like, oh, God, you get on with it. I'm trying to chill out here. I don't want a pole leaning on me. One muddy tent. Well, it's not mud, it's actually sand. River sand. Whew, okay. Top tip. Break down poles from the middle, not from the ends. That way you keep the elastic perfect. Otherwise you could snap the elastic. I'd love a comment, by the way, about the sound quality on this one. I don't often use the wireless microphone, but because of the river noise, the river is loud. Usually the microphone picks up mainly that, and I have to adjust the sound quality, and it's a bit of a nightmare. So I'd like to know what you think about me wearing this wireless microphone. I've had it for quite a while, but just rarely use it unless I'm putting the camera a long way away. It means I can talk at a normal voice and not have to shout at the camera. He's caught whiff of something. Could be a deer. So in these conditions, deer will be walking around here, and he smelt something down the river, coming down the river. So you might see something behind me. There were stag prints just behind, so I know that they're around. That would be fantastic to capture one on camera walking around behind me. Okay. Not so bad because it's not that wet. Yeah, these guy lines, oh my gosh, they're a pain. I don't know what it is with the Hillberg tents and their guy lines. They're obsessed with them. But that's fine, but you can't take them off. That drives me crazy because I rarely use guy lines. And look at them, they just get everywhere. Tangled mess. So please, Hillberg, come up with a detachable system. Don't sew them on like you have been doing. That's really irritating. I'd love it if they had little carabiners on them, and then you can decide whether you want them on or not. Still waiting to do a collaboration with someone to make my own tent. I don't think Hillberg do that. They're pretty confident in themselves that they don't need to come up with another style or fix anything. It's fine, it's their company. They've been doing it a lot longer than I've been camping. 50 years I think they've been making tents. But just because you've been doing something a very long time doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it doesn't need changing. That wasn't a rant. That was just, I'd like an option, please, to get rid of the guy lines. Yeah, so the worst bit about camping, A, leaving, B, packing everything up, and then C, having to take it all out again when you get home and dry it off. And clean it all. I mean, look at the state of my gear. It's filthy. Isn't it, Brucey? I don't know what he's caught whiff of now. Bruce, what are you doing? Well, at least I can pack your bed up now that you've had enough of that. Oh, and another thing, Hillberg, if you could, put webbing, a little bit of webbing on your tent bag so straps can go through it and secure it properly. So you're not just relying on brute force to keep it there. Right, so now that Bruce has given up on his bed, I can pack that. Starting with this one Tigris down blanket, which was meant for me, but I gave it to Bruce instead, and he loved it. Bruce, out of the fire. The rain is held up. Well, it's just sort of light rain. Hasn't pooled too much. And the snow has stopped. That was a weird moment with all that snow. It was really wet, thick, heavy stuff. Yeah, this down blanket from Monte Cristo, thoroughly recommend it. Very good, very light, packs down really small, can be worn. It's got buttons on it, so you can wear it sort of like a poncho, not for rain, but to keep you warm. It's very comfy. And the dog bed is superb. I have to say, very good dog bed. Don't think it's waterproof, this lining, but it's water resistant. I think it's polyester filling as well, because you wouldn't want down, because it'll get soaking wet and then be useless. Yeah, so if you've got a dog, I'd thoroughly recommend that. It's one Tigris dog bed. They sent me these things to try out, and they are good. I'm going to be taking that every time now. This dog bed, definitely the dog bed, probably the blanket as well. But this, he obviously likes lying on this more than anything else I've ever given him to lie on. Right, I think that's everything except the tarp. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting hot now. So I'm going to put the tarp on the top here, it will clip on. Right, tarp down. Now, might take my backpack out of the way because it's going to, all that water's going to come crashing down. You know we're going home, don't you? Yeah. Okay, move my backpack out of the way. Oh, that's heavy. Not as heavy as it was, but still heavy. Okay, let's get this log out of the way as well. Wow, that is heavy. Okay, it's made a mess. Right, Bruce, you're going to get wet in a second. Right, let's get all the pegs out the ground. Are you helping me, Bruce? Where's your stick? Hey, where's your stick, Bruce? Where's that? Oh, there it is. You got it. Good boy. I've already thrown him that stick this morning a few times. I Whew. My pole did well, she said. Oh, it's wet. Wet tarp. You know what I forgot to mention last night? It just occurred to me because I was just thinking about food. Don't know why. And my wife made me a delicious lemon drizzle cake a couple of days before I left for this camping. And she said, right, here you go, I'm going to make you this cake. You can have some on your camping trip. It's like, great, thanks. And then I ate it all before I even left. She's like, what? That was meant for your camping trip. So, yeah, sorry, Anne. Thank you for making me a delicious lemon drizzle. It was delicious. It's my favorite type of cake. But I just didn't have any here. She's so sweet making me these things for my camping. And she's all alone. And she just sent me a message. I got a message on my PLB, my EPIRB messenger, my Garmin InReach, that our other car, because she has to walk down to the car because all the damage, as I said last night, to our driveway and everything. She walked down to the car to go out to see a friend and the car is stuck as well. And our neighbour who could have towed her out wasn't around. So, poor thing, poor Anne, she's been stranded at home. And she's waiting for me to come home so she can go out and do shopping and things. That's why I said I can't go away for 2 nights at the moment while the driveway and garage and everything else and all our damage and it's the way it is. It's just, I can't leave her that long because she's stuck otherwise. And I just worry about her being stuck there. You can see Brucey now. Hello, Brucey. We're going home. Oh, this is nice and wet. Oh, I hate packing up wet gear. Right, so the best way to do this so I don't get mud all over it. It's got really foggy, cloudy, and the rain seems to be starting up again. So I need to get on with this. Come on, unstick yourself. Don't you worry, Bruce, I'll do everything. Don't you help. Look at him. He's so handsome, isn't he? And you know what they say, don't you? Owners looking like their dogs. That's right. I'm sure I'm going to get a backlash for that comment. Oh, this is cold and wet and horrible. Yuck. Don't ever fold your tarp. Don't fold your tarp up and pack it in each time. Just crunch it in. Because otherwise those fold lines will become weaker and weaker. So just scrunch it up and put it in. And anyway, I'm taking this out when I get home because I've got to dry it all. And just the guide, just the ridge lines go in here now. The easiest way to do this really would just be to cut it. Because I forgot. Let me loosen it a bit. I forgot to make an easy slip knot on here. It's a good job it's not frozen. You do so much with a ridgeline. I mean, I could just bivvy here easily. I don't really need a tent. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me just bivvy here. Under a tarp with a bivvy bag with Bruce. Not use a tent for a change. Because look at it, it's a great spot here. And with a really good bivvy bag, I'd be so comfortable. It's definitely a winter thing. I would never do it in any other time because of the sandflies, the midges. But yeah, I could bivvy. Save a lot of weight. Hey, Brucey. Are you looking intently? You and your stick. That's a good ridge line. That's a very long ridge line. Could use that in most places, I think. Oh, you're pleased with yourself, aren't you, with your stick? Hey? You're going to show everyone how you can retrieve it. Drop. Okay, ready? Go on. Oh, that's it. He lost it. So one thing Bruce is not is a retriever. He's average. Go on, find the stick, Bruce. Go find the stick. He didn't see it. And he didn't smell it. I'd have to take him to it. I can't be bothered because we're going now anyway. Oh, he's off. Maybe he'll smell it. Okay. Oh, that's heavy. It's got all my camera gear to go in there yet. I'm using my Tatonka Bison massive pack, my new Kelty. So what happened was my 100-litre Kelty, what is it called? Kelty Coyote? Coyote, I mean. We had guests staying when the huge storm hit, and I had to get them out in a hurry to get to their car. I'd driven all the cars down the bottom of the driveway because I could see what was going on with the slippage. And so I said, I called Anne, I said, listen, I found a way out. I built a load of planks over the landslip. I said, but it's going rapidly. And if they're going to leave, they've got to go now. Just grab what they can, give them one of my backpacks, and they can carry it out with that. So they did, and she gave them my Kelty, and they left all their baggage at our place, took what their essentials were, and with my backpack. But I'm going to go and get it back and give them all their stuff back. But that's how bad it was on the day. Yeah, it was grim. Right. Yeah, because that's a good pack. Although, saying that, I was disappointed with its water resistance, the Kelty. Yeah, nowhere near as good as the Tatonka. So that's one thing. Right, grab my EPIRB. This is my Garmin InReach Mini. Yeah, it's my EPIRB. Put it on my pack. Yeah, this thing's amazing. So I've got this subscription service so I can send messages and stuff, and it also does weather forecasts, and you can do real-time tracking as well. Can't you, Brucey? So I might film a little bit on the walk out as well after this, just show you where we're going down the river and crossing over the river and stuff like that. But for now, with this camera, I'm going to pack it up, so I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for coming, but do watch the end as I walk out with Brucey. Bruce, come here. You're going to say goodbye to everybody? Yeah, you are. Did you have fun? Oh, don't get me all covered. Oh, no. Ah, gross. Look at you. You're all sandy and you've got bits everywhere. Oh. Right. If you enjoyed the video, everyone, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help. Please subscribe. That helps even more. And it shows YouTube that, you know, I'm onto something, and that they will help promote the videos as well, so more people watch. And if you want to buy me a coffee or a beer, or buy Bruce a treat, there's a link to buymeacoffee.com. That would be much appreciated. And from now on, I'll start putting people's names up when they do that. So thanks again for coming. Remember, retire young, live life outdoors. You can buy one of these online as well if you want. Thanks again, everybody. Brucey, come and say goodbye. One more goodbye. Oh, perfect. All right, thanks everyone. And don't forget to watch us on the way out. See ya. Good boy. Okay, Bruce, should we go home? Come on then, let's go home. This way, Bruce, through here. Come on, show me the way. Good boy. Drink. Okay. Cross, Bruce. Come on, cross. Come on. Come on. Boy. Oh, he's done so many river crossings in his time. Let's go. There's campsite. Lovely little spot. That's the river. Going all the way up to the mountains. We're going down here, aren't we, Brucey? We're going home. Ooh. Ooh. Bruce is having a great time. Oh, he's going all over the place, exploring. Bruce, what's that? Go on, go, 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 go. It'd be great to see a deer pop out. There's deer tracks here from last night. I thought I smelled something. Bruce definitely smelled something earlier. And it's cold. Fingers are freezing. Surprised it's not snowing again. Bruce, where are you going? Come on. Come on, we're going back to the car. Whew. Come on, got to cross. Got to cross the river a few times. Come on. Where are you? Ready? Let's go. He hauls himself in. It's hilarious. Oh, Brucey. Should we just rename it the Bruce Channel? Isn't this beautiful? Just look at where I am. Stunning. Even in the rain. Well, I should say especially in the rain. It's peaceful. It's a long walk though. Whew. Oh, it's cold. I'm warm in my jacket, but I think it's cold. Although they're warming up a bit now I'm walking. Okay, got to do another river crossing in a minute. I've lost Brucey. Oh, he's behind me. Need one of those 360 cameras on a pole. Then you can see a lot more. Might have to get one of those. If anyone could recommend a 360 camera, then you'd be able to see me and Bruce walking at the same time. Not see my arm. Okay, got another river crossing to do. Bruce is finding his own way. Bruce, come on. No, we're not going in the forest. Come on, go. Oh, this is shallow. Oh, this is boring for you, isn't it? Look how easily he walks through. 4 legs. Makes such a difference. Oh. He's in his element here. We've got to cross it one more time. Bruce, we've got to cross again. We just couldn't get through that way. Actually, he probably could have done, but I couldn't. So then we've got 2 more crossings to do. Just the nature of the zigzagging of this river. Come on, Bruce. Bruce, come on. Cross. You've got to cross with me. I need to be next to you when you cross, so I can grab you, just in case. Come on then. Yeah, I don't let him cross by himself unless it's sort of summer and there's hardly any water there. I need him next to me so I can dive on him and grab him if he loses his footing or something. Not that he ever has. Oh, it's snowing. Don't know if you can make that out. That's snow. I thought it must start snowing because it's so cold. Wow. And no, I'm not faking it. It really is snowing. Right, let's get a crack on. And yet another river crossing. Hey, sneaky. Shot off before me. Yeah? Yeah, because the banks are so steep and the bush is so dense in there, you don't want to try and bash your way through when you can just cross the river like this stream. Obviously, if it's in full flood, you wouldn't come here anyway because you'd be stranded. Oh, the snow is coming down. And I don't know if the camera can make that out. Lovely. Okay, let's get cracking. That's the temperature, 1 degree. So this was the big storm that happened a couple of weeks ago. Ripped a lot of landslips up there, huge. Oh, look at all the snow up there. Don't know if you can see it. But look at all this. So this road was completely covered. And they had to dig it out. A lot of damage. All came down from this hill and it's just devastated this road. I mean, this is a dirt road anyway. That's what you got to do to get out to these beautiful places. But the carnage, I can't even imagine how bad it was on the day. For that amount of slip to come down, it's just everywhere. It's pulled all the fencing down, you see here. Very bumpy. And it's just all scooped down from the hill. But yeah, this place got, I think it got 500, 600 mil of, maybe 600 mil of rain here. It's an insane amount. Oh, at least I'm in a decent vehicle. Thank you, Ford. My Ranger with its 4-wheel drive and everything. Very much needed here. You can see Bruce in the back there. You see him? Back of the ute, looking out. He usually sticks his head out the window. Alright, thanks for coming everyone. See ya. Till next time.